This Albion Online video is going to determine what is the best fame farm for solo players. We're starting off with the Orange Zone Abyssal Depths. I am doing the 2v2 game mode, but I'm doing it solo, and I'm using an Astral Staff build with an 8.4 satchel and 28% awakened mob fame, which is not nerfed on your weapon. And I can pretty much pull an entire room of mobs and AoE them down relatively fast. Now, there's one problem right now with this fame farm, and that is that, well, everyone's playing this game mode. This is the day of the server patch, June 30th into July 1st, so everyone is playing this game mode. Now, what I want you to note about this footage, or all the footage of this video, is we're doing 15-minute increments of fame farming and then doing the math. So per hour would multiply by 4, and then combat fame credits becomes combat fame, so multiply by 2. The usual stuff on the Soul Benji channel here. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that for the Abyssal Depths, because there are so many people doing it, that, like, I'm only able to fame farm for about 8 minutes. After the 8-minute mark, I think, or maybe even the 7-minute, 30-second mark, like, yeah, I do a few more little baby pulls, but I don't pull any more big rooms, because there's just too many souls to loot. There's too much gear to grab. I even get into a fight here in just a bit, and I'll explain how the fight goes. Pretty simple stuff, but here we go, a little baby pull, not even a full room pull. So the fame farm at this point is basically null and void because I'm spending the rest of the dungeon chasing players and attacking and other things. So this is the first fight. This is a Bear Paws and Hellbat staff. I forget the staff name. It's the one that transforms into a bat. So no healer. I inspect both. Notice there's no healer, and I'm like, I can do this. I can win this. So, again, they engage on me thinking, oh, a solo guy, let's get him, right? I miss a lot of my shots. Now, I use boots to avoid his W while trying to keep both of them in the circle. They reflect, which I take a lot of damage from reflect. I miss my Q again, hit my W at least. I shield up and get my cooldown so I can go for a second attack. And if they would have stuck on me, I would have died. I'm going to tell you right now, I would have died if they just stayed on me and dumped damage on me. But they ran away for some reason. They got afraid. I don't know why they're afraid. There's two of them. And so once I get my boots and E back, the fight is basically over as long as they can't get too much range. I tried to get my W for a teleport forward but failed. I miss again. I'm playing horribly in this engagement, but I managed to E him. The Bear Paws backs off until it's over, and then he engages. I don't know why he engages now. A little too late, Buster. Should have engaged earlier when I had no cooldowns. But I thought he was invisible, so I shoot a Q at the top of the screen. He wasn't. I'm not used to them instantly dying and turning into souls. Again, I'm still new to this. It's the first day. Don't blame me. But anyway, got some loot, got a couple souls, and the rest of the dungeon is just me running to the nearest thing and turning them in because I want the rep, and maybe I want some cool treasure. And then at the 15-minute mark, the second floor opens, in which case I choose to just go back to the surface. Now, I heard some players, so I turned my sound up to try to figure out where they were. But I couldn't find them. So anyway, here's the stats. And what we do, we have the total for the 15 minutes. 15 minutes goes into 1 hour 4 times. And then that is our combat fame credits per hour. Multiply that by 2. That is our fame per hour because 1 combat fame credit is worth 2 fame when put into weapons. All right, so 9.3 million fame per hour there. Now this is open world tier 6 yellow zone mobs. I have the same awakened weapon, the same satchel, no premium, of course, and this is just running around AoEing down open world mobs to see if it's worth doing or not. And, yeah, so just blowing up mobs, running around. You'll notice, and this is important for later in the video because I saved the best. I'm saving the best for last. I normally don't. Technically, the best was at the start of the video, but because it's new content, it's not the best right now. But give it a few months. People will go back to doing their usual slop. And then you can enjoy those Abyssal dungeons, hopefully with less people and then clearing all the mobs, alright? But who knows, maybe it becomes the de facto fame farm spot and everyone's doing it. But anyway, we do 15 minutes of tier 6 yellow zone open world mobs, just killing everything we can. I think I even fought a boss at one point. You'd have to slow the video down, but yeah, I do kill a boss. And you'll see, you know, it's pretty good fame. It's not as good as the Abyssal Depths, though, but it's still alright for a safe zone content. Not bad. And, yeah, just, I think I hold this on the screen a little too long, but, oh, man. Doing edits like this, it's something else. But anyway, the next one coming up, let's see what this one is. I think, oh, this is Tier 8, Quality 5 Black Zone. For all you people, they're like, go to Black Zone, Benji, go to Black Zone. Look how hard of a fight that was that I just did. There's people everywhere. I've got to, you know, worry about gankers. The thing is, I'm using tier 6 gear and a tier 6 satchel. All right, so it's about 50%, you know, increased fame. I inspect people that I run by. I hear lots of noises. I gotta play very cautiously. There are some pulls I just can't do, so I ride by them. Don't think that I'm sandbagging here. There are some pulls that I know that my character cannot beat in flat 6. Again, I'm flat 6 maximum spec on the whole item, weapon, armor tree. But anyway, here's the fame right now. 10.3 fame, 10.3 million fame per hour. Right now, it's the winning number. But it's a tier 8 black zone. It's really difficult. And yes, I am playing this out of a smuggler's den. That's just an efficient way. If you want to farm black zone, go make your home in a smuggler's den. And then, you know, you can buy gear. You can re-gear if you get killed. You don't have to spend 20 minutes riding out. And yes, I know quality 6 is better than quality 5. However, those zones are overly patrolled and even more dangerous. And there's no mobs left alive. Whereas quality 5, there's plenty of mobs you can farm that are upgraded and enchanted. So it's good. Now, this is interesting because this is a tier 7 group dungeon map. And I was curious. I'm like, okay, I know group dungeons got nerfed, but new patch, gotta try it out, gotta see for myself. Now, I can't even do Big Spencer here. The thing with group dungeons, they made enemies regenerate life if you don't have at least 2 other people with you. You need a party of 3 or more, so mobs don't regenerate life, or a battle axe build, but whatever. Just any kind of axe with the bleed passive will stop bleeding, but you can't sustain infinitely with that. Anyway, so I run through the dungeon killing as much as I can in 15 minutes, and I'm killing big groups of people really fast with 8.4. Your item power is not lowered in a group dungeon in the yellow zone, right? And yes, you can pop a tier 7 group dungeon map into tier 6 yellow zone. Anyway, the fame per hour is absolutely garbage. It is terrible. Never do this. Complete waste of time. And this guy was AFK and the lion chewed him up and he broke all his expensive gear, but because he's in a yellow zone, the new rule set is that he doesn't pay the big repair bill that he used to, so that's a big shame. Yeah, so again, now this one is a tier 7 red zone, all right? We do some red zone. Now, this is also dangerous, but I will say, compared to the tier 8 quality 5 black zone, the mobs are easier to defeat. They're not as dangerous. However, I did feel more at danger in this zone. There was 5 gankers at one point. There was some faction, because I'm faction flagged. I did a dungeon, or not a dungeon, but a boss layer, because if you find a dungeon layer, boss layer map, you're going to do it as a player, right? So that might have cut into some of my my earnings, because the boss only is worth 20k fame per kill, but that's just a regular mob. Anyway, 9.6 million fame per hour from the tier 7 red zone open world. So it's pretty good. All right, it's pretty good. It's just dangerous, and there's not a whole lot of tier 7 red zones out there. You know, there's really not that many to choose from. So you really just pick the closest one from where you live. And now this one, the finale, is the tier 5, the classic. I had to do the classic. The tier 5 yellow zone open world mobs. And you'll notice something. The mob density is so much higher here. There's way more mobs to kill. And you'll notice that the mobs being killed compared to tier 6 yellow zones, well, yeah, they give less fame than a tier 6 yellow zone per mob, but if you're fighting entire groups of mobs, it adds up. Now, I'm going to spoil the ending for you because you're already at the end anyway. The tier 5 yellow zone ends up beating the tier 8 quality 5 black zone. And there's a few reasons why. 1, kill speed. 2, I'm using an awakened weapon with mob fame on it. I'm also using the 8.4 satchel. So if you used mob fame on a weapon and an 8.4 satchel in a black zone, yeah, it would be better. Of course it'd be better. It would also probably be better if I had, you know, really expensive gear for the black zone. Like, if I had a set worth about 3 to 4 million and I was farming mobs, I could farm mobs probably twice as fast in a black zone. But then again, as a solo player with no guild and no friends, I would not keep that set for more than an hour before losing it. So if you're going to pay 2 million plus per hour to farm slightly more fame than in a save zone, you're just better off buying tomes. But anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Click like, leave a comment. Leave a freaking comment. And don't let me catch you commenting on people that hate me. Mr. Ben Tori, I see you commenting on my enemies. Anyway, click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't, you'll get scurvy. Woo!